Let me be straight with you. Everyone thinks buying a used luxury SUV is just asking for trouble. And honestly, for most of them out there, that's absolutely true. Old BMW, one transmission job, and you're out 8 grand. Used Mercedes, the air suspension goes out, and you're sitting on the ground crying in a parking lot. But here's what most people don't know. Right now, there are 4 luxury SUVs sitting on used car lots across the country, all under $10,000, capable of running 200,000 miles, with interiors that still feel nicer than most brand new Japanese cars. And the only reason nobody's buying them? People see the badge and they panic. Today, I'm going to kill that fear for good. Look, I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to show you exactly what to buy and what to avoid. Every single car on this list has all-wheel drive, because I'm not putting a rear-wheel drive luxury SUV on any list I put my name on. Every single one has been cross-checked against real owner data, real repair costs, and real dealership pricing. The criteria is simple: under $10,000, proven engine, low long-term ownership cost, and a cabin that still makes you feel like you spent way more than you actually did. These are not project cars. These are not gambles. These are what I call smart money luxury. The cars that people with actual mechanical knowledge drive, while everyone else is making payments on something new. That'll be worth nothing in 5 years. Number 4, Lexus RX 350, 2012 to 2015. Let's start at number 4 and work our way up. The Lexus RX 350 from 2012 to 2015. Now, I said 2012 specifically, and I mean it. The 2010 and 2011 models had transmission software issues that they had, that Lexus quietly addressed in the 2012 refresh. So stick with 2012 and later, and you are in completely different territory. Under the hood, you've got the 2GR-FE 3.5-liter V6. This is a naturally aspirated engine, meaning no turbo, no supercharger, no added complexity. Sitting between you and reliability. It runs on a timing chain, not a belt, so you are not on a countdown clock, waiting for a service interval that costs $1,000. There is no direct injection on this engine, with nothing but oil changes and basic maintenance. And if you don't know why that matters, carbon buildup is the silent killer on a lot of modern engines that forces you into a $400 walnut blasting service every few years. This engine has none of that. Port injection only. Simple, clean, bulletproof. Here's the thing that drives me crazy about how people think about this car. They see the Lexus badge and assume the bills match. And they assume the repair bills are going to match the badge. But this RX 350 is mechanically a Toyota Highlander in a nicer suit. Same engine, same basic platform. Toyota parts, Toyota reliability. You can walk into any Toyota dealership in the country and get this thing serviced without breaking the bank. Owners regularly report crossing 200,000 miles, with nothing but oil changes and basic maintenance. Why is it ignored? People walk right past. People hear Lexus and picture dealership service bills that make their eyes water. That fear is legitimate for some luxury brands, but it is completely misplaced here. Why is it a goldmine? You are getting a genuinely premium cabin, a whisper quiet ride, and a nearly indestructible drivetrain for you, for somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000. That is a number that should not make sense, but it does, and that is exactly your opportunity. Number 3, Acura MDX, 2014 to 2016. Number 3 is the Acura MDX, 2014 to 2016. 3 rows, 7 seats, and an engine that Honda has been building and refining for over 2 decades. Before I go further, if you are looking at an MDX with the SHAWD system from this generation, do your homework on the rear differential first. The super handling all-wheel drive setup on early builds had some issues with the rear differential unit that could get expensive. If you find a front-wheel drive or standard AWD version from this era, you are in much cleaner mechanical water. The engine is the J35Y, a 3.5-liter V6 that Honda puts in everything from the Pilot to the Passport to the Ridgeline. This is one of the most tested, most proven V6 engines on the planet, paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission, not a CVT, not a dual clutch, a real traditional automatic. This combination has been documented by owners hitting 180,000 to 220,000 miles without major mechanical failures. The 6-speed shifts cleanly, holds up well to regular fluid changes every 30 to 40,000 miles, and has none of the quirks that plagued some of Honda's 9-speed units in later models. Here is what gets me about this car. Acura is literally Honda. The parts come from the same supply chain. The service is done by Honda-trained technicians. But because Acura sits in that middle ground, not quite a household name like Honda, not as flashy as BMW or Mercedes, buyers skip right past it. That is a mistake. But here is the question: why is it ignored? Acura does not have the cultural momentum of the German brands or the bulletproof street reputation of Toyota. People are not sure where it fits, so they move on. Why is it a goldmine? Honda engineering, Honda parts pricing, Honda dealer network, wrapped in a legitimate 3-row luxury SUV with a cabin that was genuinely upscale for its time. You are not compromising, you are just buying smart. Number 2, Volvo XC90, 2007 to 2014. Number 2, and this one is going to surprise some people. The Volvo XC90, 2007 to 2014, first generation. And before anyone closes the video, hear me out, because this one requires the most important rule on this entire list. You must avoid the T6 turbocharged engine. I am not being dramatic. The T6 in this generation has a turbo system that, when it goes wrong, takes a lot of expensive parts with it. The repair costs on a neglected T6 can easily erase every dollar you saved buying the car cheap. Do not do it. What you want is the 3.2-liter inline 6-cylinder, naturally aspirated, simple fuel delivery, a timing chain that does not need replacement on a schedule. This engine was built in an era when Volvo still prioritized mechanical honesty over chasing horsepower numbers, and it shows. Owners who stick to regular oil changes and coolant flushes consistently report crossing 150 to 180,000 miles without touching the engine internals. The XC90 rides on Volvo's P2 platform, which was engineered from the ground up around occupant safety. This is not marketing language. The first-generation XC90 consistently earned top marks from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety across its entire production run. The Haldex Generation 4 all-wheel drive system is a proven setup that distributes torque reliably without the complexity of some. Why is it ignored? Why is it a goldmine? Why is it ignored? This is a question many buyers forget to ask. Volvo is a Swedish brand in a market where Americans default to Japanese or German. People assume parts are expensive, hard to find, and that mechanics do not know how to work on them. That assumption is about 10 years out of date. Why is it a goldmine? You are getting a 7-seat SUV with genuine European build quality, one of the safest platforms ever put on the road, and a naturally aspirated engine that costs very little to maintain, for prices that are almost embarrassingly low right now. If you find a clean 3.2 with reasonable miles, do not walk away from it. Number 1. Infiniti QX60, 2016 to 2020. Number 1. Let's look at the first pick. The Infiniti QX60, 2016 to 2020, 2016 to 2020. And if you have been sleeping on this one, wake up right now, luxury is waiting. Because this might be the single best value in its class in used luxury SUVs on the market today. Look at the selection. Here is the one thing I need you to understand. Before anything else, get ready for the truth. This car has a CVT transmission, a high-tech wonder, a continuously variable transmission, defined. And that single fact is the reason it sits ignored on lots for a long time. While less capable cars sell for more money, it's a goldmine. People hear CVT and they panic. And I get it, because there are CVT-equipped cars where failure is common, where that panic is completely justified. But here is the difference. The CVT in the QX60 is built by Jatco and tuned specifically for the VQ35DE V6 engine. When these two components are maintained properly, and I mean fluid changed, and I mean transmission fluid changed every 30,000 miles, not skipped, not stretched to 60, do it right. They work together for well over 150,000 miles easily, without drama, smooth driving only. The failures you read about online almost always trace back to one thing: deferred maintenance on the transmission fluid. Do not skip that service and this car will not let you down. The VQ35DE engine deserves its own conversation. Nissan and Infiniti put this V6 in everything for nearly 2 decades. It has been tested, revised, and refined through rain and snow, across hundreds of thousands of real-world vehicles. It is a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated unit with no turbocharger, no direct injection carbon buildup risk, and a parts network that spans every Nissan dealer in the country. Ward's Auto named versions of this engine to their 10 best engines list multiple times. That is not a coincidence. That is a genuinely exceptional piece of engineering that has stood up to real-world use across millions of miles of owner data. The QX60 sits on the same basic platform as the Nissan Pathfinder, but Infiniti spent real money separating the two in terms of interior refinement. The sound insulation alone is noticeably better, absolute quiet. The cabin materials are a step above, premium luxury. The seats hold up better over time, even at high mileage. You get 3 genuine rows, a quiet highway cruise, and a driving experience that still feels premium well above 100,000 miles. Why is this luxury SUV ignored? CVT phobia. It is real, it is widespread, and mostly wrong. And it is mostly wrong when applied to this specific application. Trust the pro. Why is it a goldmine? Let's find out. Under $12,000 for a 7-seat luxury SUV. With a legendary engine, a nationwide dealer network, and parts priced for regular people. Not luxury car collectors. Save your money. If you are shopping used right now, this is where I would be putting my money. Before I let you go, here's a bonus pick. For anyone willing to look at something a little outside the box. The Lincoln MKX, 2016 to 2018. American luxury gets a bad reputation in the used market. And honestly, some of it is earned. But the MKX from this generation runs Ford's 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6, the same engine that goes into the F-150, and has proven itself across millions of trucks and SUVs in real working conditions. Maintained properly with regular oil changes and coolant checks, this engine is far more durable than its turbocharged nature would suggest. And the MKX is priced on used lots like nobody wants it, which means you can find genuinely nice examples for prices that do not make sense until you actually look at what you are getting. If you are comfortable doing your homework and finding a well-documented example, this one is worth a serious look. Here's the bottom line. Smart money does not buy new. Smart money finds the cars that the market has mispriced because of a badge, a reputation that does not match reality, or a single fixable concern that scares off buyers who did not do their research. Every car on this list falls into that category. Go check prices on your local listings today, because the deals on these are real and they are not going to sit there forever. If this helped you, hit subscribe and check out the next video, where I break down exactly what to look for when you go inspect one of these in person. I will see you there.